Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Do remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you think it's worth it. And today we're hot the Diddy and the Jay-Z and the Justin Bieber and all of these guys. So there's a lot going on over on the hip hop side. So we decided we're gonna dive in. Well, we're not gonna dive. We're just gonna listen. We're gonna listen to what's going on the hip hop side, because we're dancehall, we're Jamaicans, we stay on our side, we don't mix and mingle, you understand? So we're gonna take a dive over here and listen what's going on in the Diddy situation, because everyone has known, you all should know already, that he's behind bars and they didn't grant him bail. He wanted to ask for a 50,000 bail, 50,000 or 500,000, something like that. Yeah, don't know the full story. So we're diving in to see what's going on in this situation. So sit back and relax and let us watch this together. And do remember to like, comment, and share and subscribe. I'm saying it twice because I want you to do it. So click the subscribe button and click the like button. Let's go.
Z must be freaking out since he's been to a few. We know he and Diddy had a close bond. Just look at Diddy slapping that. He's got info about what went on at those parties. We've even seen him and Diddy in bed with a bunch of other famous people. Let me show you what I mean. Jay-Z and Diddy's relationship. Now, nearly every celebrity you can think of is being connected with Diddy, but there are some that are finding it hard to hide it. Jay-Z has been receiving some questionable accusations, but since Diddy's arrest, there's been a picture going around showing the two of them being a little too intimate. So we know Diddy's been accused of having crazy with all kinds of famous people, and when you see them in bed together, it's kind of hard for anyone to take their denial seriously. Like, come on, here we literally see Diddy in bed with Jay-Z and a whole load of other celebrities, including Jennifer Lopez and Aaliyah. If you're wondering where and when that photo was taken, well, it was at one of Diddy's notorious parties. This one was at the Hamptons in the year 2000. This wild photo was shared to X on Friday, September 20th, and has ignited all kinds of rumors, investigations, and debates regarding Diddy and Jay-Z's relationship, as well as who else could be involved. The party was 2 decades old, and we see a young Diddy near the middle. He's the guy wearing the red polo and white pants. To his left is Jennifer Lopez, who was his girlfriend at the time in the light blue outfit. And to his right is the now deceased Aaliyah, rocking all white. In only a few days, the photo was shared thousands of times and had over 100,000 likes. Let's just say Jay-Z's got some explaining to do. On X, people have been quick to give their opinion about it. One guy wrote, "It looks like Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein had essentially the same business model, or am I missing something?" And another said, "Aaliyah doesn't even look happy in the picture, God rest her soul." Since the photo was leaked, we found out that it was from a July 4th party at the Hamptons in East New York. We also found out that other big names in music like the executive Damon Dash were there. So we know Diddy and Jay-Z are two of hip-hop's biggest names, and both came up in the 90s. But let's take a look at how they actually know each other. Jay-Z has tried to keep their friendship under wraps over the years, but he couldn't hide everything. The two of them burst onto the rap scene at around the same time, but that's not all they had in common. They even both managed to avoid jail in the same year, 1999, but for two separate yet similar crimes. After becoming hip-hop stars, these two also delved into the realms of philanthropy, entrepreneurship, and fused luxury industries with hip-hop. They've both been seen at charity events together and have often performed on stage with one another. Here you can see them performing together at Screamfest in 2007 alongside Kanye West and 50 Cent. It's funny that 50 Cent is there, since he's been very vocal about what he thinks of Diddy as well as his relationship with Jay-Z. There you see 50 walking around with his chest out like he owns the place, followed by what looks like Diddy slapping Jay-Z's not once, but multiple times. Since they were literally sleeping together 7 years before, I guess that's not too strange. But you can see why 50 Cent would want to distance himself from them after that, and why people are starting to think Jay-Z might be a little closer to Diddy than he wants anyone to know. As of yet, Jay-Z has made no public comment on Diddy's arrest or the allegations against him, but 50 Cent certainly has. He has mocked Jay-Z for abandoning Diddy and posted this photo to Instagram, which shows Jay-Z's face on a milk carton, and a caption that claims Jay-Z isn't answering Diddy's calls. 50 seems to be relishing Diddy's downfall and hasn't missed an opportunity to troll him since his legal troubles began. Back when Diddy's home was arrested back in March, 50 Cent posted that picture and said, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case," alluding to the sheer number of police and the scale of their raid on Diddy's home. Although the nature of Diddy and Jay-Z's relationship seems pretty obvious, there's a big online debate going on about it. Many people see Jay-Z as a hip-hop goat, and they're finding it hard to accept he might have had something going going on with Diddy. One guy on Reddit wrote, "It doesn't mean Jay-Z is into the same shit Diddy is. Lots of people work with scumbags."
I hope you guys don't get caught up in the video and forget to like, comment, and just share what do you think about the video. Don't get too caught up. Like the video first. Let's continue.
In the entertainment industry, I imagine it's pretty hard to avoid. And another Jay-Z defender said, "Nah, Jay only has a few friends. Diddy isn't one of them. I'm sure he respects Diddy and everything he's achieved and looked at him as an equal, but that's where it stops." Come on, to say they weren't at least friendly must be a fan's coping mechanism. Or they haven't seen the slapping video or the picture of them in bed together. Even the most die-hard Jay-Z fan has to admit they probably had something going on that wasn't just business related. It's not just Jay-Z fans having a hard time due to the Diddy scandal though. So many of the world's biggest names are being dragged into it too. Diddy's other celebrity friends. Jay-Z might be one of the biggest names in rap, but Diddy's circle didn't stop there. It included almost every aspect of the entertainment industry. The guy spent years courting and mixing with the highest echelons of society. From princes to actors to fashion icons, Diddy knew them all. It's said that Diddy used his power and influence to protect himself from the law, and his high-profile friends were almost like a shield. Diddy was a guy that could penetrate into almost any industry. Just take the fashion industry. He was able to convince some of the biggest names to collaborate with him. That's right, he was able to get fashion icons like Marc Jacobs, Anna Wintour, and Tommy Hilfiger to lend their voices to one of his albums. There's probably not been another rapper that's had a reach as big as his. Many of these high-profile friends are either silent about it or deny ever knowing or being involved in the things he's accused of or attending his infamous parties. Since he's been accused of sex trafficking and forcibly drugging people, you can see why. But come on, they can't all have known anything, especially since we've literally seen them at his parties and they didn't have blindfolds on. It's a bit fishy that not one of them has come forward and said anything about the accusations. A victim called Dawn Richards has even come out to say she witnessed Diddy assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie in front of Usher and Nayo, as well as Interscope Records founder Jimmy Iovine. And according to her, none of them did a thing to intervene. So let's take a look at some of the biggest names he was involved with over the years, and you can decide for yourself who's suspicious or not. First up, we've got Ashton Kutcher from The Late Night Show, and their friendship is an old one. They were so close in the early 2000s that they even called themselves the New Rat Pack alongside Jamie Foxx. In a 2019 interview with Hot Ones, Kutcher told the host Sean Evans, "I've got a lot I can't tell about his friendship with Diddy. He might have to speak soon though, as reports have claimed he's expecting a subpoena in relation to Diddy's crimes." Anna Wintour is another Diddy friend and has been seen at his parties on numerous occasions. She also sent him a coveted Met Gala invitation showing how highly she and that organization saw him. People say it was her and that invitation that helped him get his foot in the fashion industry and be accepted into the upper echelons of that realm. Their friendship extended to many Vogue appearances for Diddy, which included many photo shoots and magazine features. His most famous Vogue cover was probably the 1999 Puffy Takes Paris edition. It's said these high-profile connections led to him developing a huge ego, and one person accused him of saying, "When you speak to me, you should imagine that you're talking to Karl Lagerfeld." If you don't know who Karl Lagerfeld is, he was a well-renowned German fashion designer who died in 2019. French Montana has also hit the spotlight recently since he was seen with Diddy in a very weird video. In the video, it looks like he's having some intimate time with Diddy in his house. French Montana is shirtless and Diddy is in a white robe singing "Happy Birthday" in the creepiest way ever. While it looked pretty innocent at the time, now people aren't so sure. Take a look.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
This is a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
French Montana used to be signed to Diddy's record label, Bad Boy Records, and was a longtime collaborator with him. We don't know how close the two of them are now, but we do know that Diddy produced his documentary for him. French Montana also told Vlad TV that he and Diddy parted on good terms. That was in April 2024, after all the allegations came out against Diddy. French Montana hasn't come out in Diddy's defense or commented on the matter yet, but since it looks like the two were very close, you can't blame people for wondering if there was a little more to their relationship. Let's be honest, it's not exactly normal to be sitting alone at a dining table butt naked while your friend sings you happy birthday in the most seductive way possible. Anyway, rap stars and fashionistas aren't Diddy's only friends though. Some of the biggest sports stars in America like LeBron James have also been very close with him. LeBron unfollowed Diddy on Instagram to try and distance himself from him, but he couldn't hide the fact that him and Diddy were super close, and LeBron has openly spoken about how good Diddy's parties were. We've even seen footage of what appears to be LeBron partying with Diddy Diddy on more than one occasion. Their kids are even close friends. Some think LeBron's son is dating Diddy's daughter. If that isn't enough, LeBron even said this to Diddy.
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
He can't just unfollow Diddy after that and expect nobody to ask questions. Everyone dying to know what he meant by that. Maybe it was just the music or the company he loved, not the alleged crazy orgies or copious amounts of. And what about this? Does that or doesn't it look a hell of a lot like LeBron James? The thing is, Diddy's wild parties have been going on for years, and we know Leonardo DiCaprio used to go to them. Over time, some suspicious things have been said about them, but back then, nobody listened. Now everything's coming out. Let's have a look at the origins of Diddy's parties and the rumors about what went on. Diddy's parties and what goes on. Diddy's been throwing parties ever since he first became a big name, but the reason they became famous wasn't because of orgy rumors or alleged criminal activity. It was because of the famous names that attended, especially his white parties. In that video, you see him standing with champagne in hand, looking like some kind of dictator. And when it came to his parties, he practically was. These parties in the Hamptons started in the early 2000s and created a huge buzz. Everyone with a name went, and it's said that they were very wild affairs. Jennifer Lopez, who was once Diddy's girlfriend, was a regular guest, and multiple pictures show them cozying up together. Champagne, booze, and half-naked women were what the media showed, but behind the scenes, rumor has it that they were even wilder. Any celebrity with a name in the late 90s and early 2000s was there. Paris Hilton even called them iconic. She attended the very first one in 1998, and after that, you saw huge names like Jay-Z, Leonardo DiCaprio, a young Kim Kardashian, and many, many more. Although not every celebrity who went is being accused of any wrongdoing, we know that the parties themselves were wild, even without all the other stuff. You see champagne being poured over half-naked bodies, and Diddy being everything like a real-life Great Gatsby. Although not many like to talk about what really went on, some have. A former music industry insider called Tom Swoop has spoken about how he survived the parties. He says that the parties were separated into different tiers, and that only certain people had access to the inner sanctum. He says that is where the real crazy stuff happened, like men and women performing rituals and being promised things like record deals if they participated. He also says that drugs like and ecstasy were being snorted off all kinds of surfaces, including people's bodies. The parties allegedly had beds outside where you saw many people piled together in, and rumors say that all kinds of freaky and orgies went on. Diddy himself went on Oprah in 2006 and said what he thought the white parties were all about. He said, "I wanted to strip away everyone's image and put us all in the same color and on the same level," and said that they were his way of integrating hip-hop with the upper echelons of society. Even with all of his accused crimes and alleged wrongdoing, it looks like that worked. Tom Swoop, the insider who apparently attended, says that wasn't the case though, and the parties were more of a power trip for Diddy. Tom says that he saw Diddy tell a young artist to perform a act on his bodyguard for a $100,000 record deal, and then said it was a joke when the artist was about to do it. Swoop isn't the only insider who's come forward to speak about Diddy's parties. An alleged drug dealer supposedly told the that he supplied drugs to the party and saw things like high-profile celebrities having sex with each other. The drug dealer allegedly said that Diddy opened the door for him wearing nothing but a white robe and then led him to a back room where they made a cocaine deal. He said on the way to the room, you'd see two people you would not think would be hooking up rappers. That was what shocked me. And I won't say names, but there were rappers that I immediately lost respect for and could not take seriously ever again. After seeing all that, he apparently got the out of there, and you can't really blame him. A big part of the charges against Diddy, since his arrest, is that of and the things that went on in the so-called freak-offs. While we haven't seen direct evidence of freak-offs happening at the white parties, you can see why rumors are going around saying they did. Diddy threw the last white party in 2009, and since then, another guy has carried on the legacy. Michael Rubin, the billionaire entrepreneur and owner of Fanatics, is now the host of white parties in the Hamptons. They are also hosted on July 4th and have some of the biggest celebrity guests in the world attending, and also lots of rappers, new and old. Yep, there he is again. Jay-Z just loves a party, doesn't he? And if the dress code is all white, you can almost guarantee he'll be there somewhere. Leonardo DiCaprio, another white party veteran, was also seen at last year's Michael Rubin July 4th party. The guy just loves to party, especially when Diddy is involved. Here you see him dancing awkwardly at Diddy's 50th birthday party. Although Diddy's famous white parties came to an end in 2009, we know he carried on setting up extravagant gatherings. One of his biggest lawsuits comes from a guy called Rodney Jones, who allegedly lived with Diddy for a year and says that he witnessed some very freaky stuff. How Diddy was caught. Rodney Jones and many others filed lawsuits against Diddy around the same time, which is how he was eventually caught. Diddy was arrested in New York after many months of allegations and lawsuits being filed. Let's take a look at when this started and what eventually caused his downfall. He was taken into custody on Monday, September 16th, with prosecutors hitting him with a RICO charge and charges of trafficking. During a press conference that happened after his arrest, prosecutors revealed they've been building a case against him since 2008. That would have been when his notorious Hampton parties were still happening. The released detention memo details accounts of Diddy abusing his power and hurting women, which included coercing them into activity. He's been denied bail twice and is now inside a notoriously rough detention center in New York, where he'll be held right up until his trial. We've also learned that he's now been placed on suicide watch. Just last month, he would have been living lavishly in one of his mansions and now is sitting inside a disgusting prison while his name is being slandered everywhere. You could say he's having a tough week. It said his crimes date all the way back to the 90s, and now more and more people are coming out and speaking about them. The spark that ignited all of this came in November 2023, when 4 women came out to speak about their experiences. These included a string of sexual assault allegations, and one of them was filed by his longtime girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who detailed years of alleged abuse and violence at his hands. She claimed that he assaulted her and forced her to have sex with other men. Cassie met Diddy when she was only 19 and he was 37, and soon after they got together. She was signed to his record label Bad Boy Records, and in her lawsuit details many crimes like being forced to do drugs and participate in freak-offs. Diddy settled the lawsuit after only 1 day, and we don't know how much money Cassie was given. That was in November 2023, but around 7 months later, this video was leaked, which appeared to show Diddy beating Cassie up and dragging her away by her hair at a hotel. The internet went crazy after that, and Diddy came out and released an apology video.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
The damage was done though, and after that, more and more people would speak about their experiences. At this point, there are countless allegations against people who said they were abused or witnessed crimes he committed, but there is one very interesting video from 2018 from a guy who claims to be Diddy's former speaking about this stuff.
I had with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters.
In Cassie's lawsuit, she mentions being forced to have sex with, and although Diddy and his lawyer deny the allegations, it's certainly strange that a known came out and said that he had with them. The guy also talks about drug use and name drops a few other rappers, calling them
They
Who?
both Diddy and Ross and Khaled. They all
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P Diddy?
Yeah.
They all
Yeah.
So, even before Cassie's lawsuit, this storm has been brewing for a while. After she came out in November 2023, other women felt inspired to be able to speak about it. One woman, Liza Gardner, came out and said Diddy, as well as another R&B singer called Aaron Hall, assaulted her in 1990. Then another woman came out called Joy Dickerson Neal and alleged that Diddy drugged her and raped her when she was 19. Then in 1999, Diddy assaulted a high-profile record label executive and managed to get away with 1 day of anger management classes after pleading guilty. Right after that, he was charged with criminal possession of a gun after he and his girlfriend Jennifer Lopez were arrested due to a shooting at a club they were at. At the time, one of Diddy's crew members took the fall and was sentenced to jail. But since his arrest, one of the alleged victims, Natanya Rubin, says that she was shot in the face and that she saw Diddy pull the trigger. She even said she had a piece of the bullet still in her face and she was willing to get it removed if it could be used as evidence against Diddy. That's not all. According to another lawsuit filed in December 2023, in 2003, Diddy, along with former Bad Boy President Harvey Pierre and one other, drugged and gang raped a 17-year-old girl. It was a few years after that he met Cassie and her alleged abuse started. In 2012, Cassie tried to
This video doesn't look like it's gonna end, so I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end this video right now, and do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This video is too long. Hell nah. I'm not gonna stay here and watch this video for. This video is 48 minutes, and you see, I look like I want to sleep. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning, so I'm gonna take it down and out. Peace out.